Can you feel it? That familiar, sinking sensation? That moment when you think your team is finally turning a corner, finally shedding the weight of past disappointments, only to be slapped awake by a dose of harsh reality? For Vancouver Canucks fans, that feeling just hit like a runaway freight train. You thought the drama was behind us, didn't you? You thought the fresh start, the re-signing of Brock Boeser, the optimism for 2025-26 meant a new chapter. But what if, despite all the best intentions, the scars of the past are still so deep, they're actively repelling the very players who could ignite a brighter future? This isn't just about losing a free agent. It's about the stinging, public rejection of a team trying desperately to rebuild its reputation. The Vancouver Canucks, after a tumultuous season, were poised for a resurgence. They brought back a key piece in Brock Boeser, a move that injected a much-needed shot of optimism into the fanbase. The belief was that with JT Miller now in New York, the locker room was poised for a rebound, ready to shed the baggage of 2024-25 and truly compete. But a recent report has cast a dark shadow over that burgeoning hope, revealing an embarrassing double blow in free agency that exposes a fundamental, gaping wound at the heart of this team: their inability to attract critical talent, especially at the crucial center position. Imagine the scene: the Canucks front office, armed with a vision and cap space, reaching out to top targets, believing they could convince them to buy into the new era. They pursued two prominent free agents, Christian Dvorak and Mikael Granlund, with the explicit goal of shoring up their glaring weakness down the middle. These weren't speculative long shots. These were established veterans capable of making an immediate impact. Yet, in a move that speaks volumes about the current perception of the franchise, both players flat-out rejected Vancouver. Not just for better situations, mind you, but for what many would consider possibly worse situations, simply because they were offered larger roles. Let that sink in for a moment. Players are actively choosing perceived lesser teams, or at least teams with less immediate upside, because the opportunity for a more prominent role outweighs the allure of Vancouver. This isn't just about money. It's about perception, about the lingering stench of a season marred by internal strife and underperformance. David Pagnotta of the Fourth Period broke the news, highlighting the Canucks' aggressive pursuit of Dvorak and Granlund. The fact that they were rebuffed by both players, who then opted for situations that, on paper, might offer less chance of team success, is a gut punch. It suggests that the Canucks, despite their best efforts to turn the page, are still viewed as a less desirable destination, at least for players seeking a specific kind of opportunity or avoiding a certain kind of environment. The 2024-25 season was, to put it mildly, a train wreck. From locker room whispers to on-ice inconsistencies, the team struggled to find its identity, its rhythm, or even a semblance of consistent success. The trade of JT Miller was meant to be a cathartic release, a symbolic cleansing of the locker room, paving the way for a fresh start. And to their credit, the Canucks did manage to retain Brock Boeser, a player whose talent and commitment are undeniable. That move was a win, a beacon of hope. But the rejections from Dvorak and Granlund serve as a stark reminder that one positive move doesn't erase a year of drama, especially when it comes to attracting outside talent. Players talk, agents talk. The league is a tight-knit community, and reputations once tarnished are incredibly difficult to polish. The drama of last season, whatever its specific facets, clearly created an environment that free agents are wary of. It's not just about winning, it's about stability, about a healthy locker room, about a place where a player can thrive without being constantly embroiled in external noise or internal turmoil. Dvorak and Granlund, by choosing larger roles in possibly worse situations, are implicitly telling us that their priority was not necessarily immediate team success or even the most lucrative deal, but rather a clear path to impact and perhaps a less volatile environment. And the consequences of these rejections are immediate and severe, particularly for the Canucks' center depth. With no significant additions down the middle, the team is reportedly relying on Philip Adorati and Teddy Bluger as their primary centers behind the often frustrating Elias Pettersson. Let's be blunt. That's a lineup that inspires more anxiety than confidence. Pettersson, despite his flashes of brilliance, has been inconsistent, and his disappointing performance last season only amplifies the need for reliable support. Chytil, Rady, and Bluger are capable players, but are they the caliber of talent needed to anchor a contending team's second and third lines? The answer for most is a resounding no. This isn't just about a lack of depth, it's about a fundamental imbalance. A strong center core is the spine of any successful hockey team. They drive play, win face-offs, provide defensive responsibility, and create offense. Without it, the entire structure becomes wobbly. The Canucks had a clear opportunity to address this gaping hole, to bring in proven veterans who could immediately elevate the team. They failed, and that failure, born from the players' unwillingness to join, leaves them vulnerable and exposed. So, where do the Canucks go from here? They still have money to spend, and the season is still months away. The report indicates they'll be looking to fill a central role early in the season and at the trade deadline. But the question remains, who will they be able to attract? Will they have to overpay to entice players to overlook the past? Will they be forced to trade valuable assets for players who might not be ideal fits, simply because those are the only ones willing to come? The path forward is fraught with challenges. The embarrassment of being rejected by two key targets, especially when those targets opt for seemingly less attractive situations, is a harsh lesson for the Canucks. It underscores that rebuilding isn't just about making smart trades or re-signing your own players. It's about rebuilding trust, about changing perception, about creating an environment where top talent wants to play. The drama of 2024-25, it seems, has a longer tail than anyone in Vancouver might have hoped. The optimism that bubbled up with Boeser's return has been tempered by the cold shower of these rejections. The Canucks are still trying to climb out of the hole, but this latest setback proves that the climb is far steeper and the ground far less stable than they might have anticipated. What do you think, Canucks fans? Does this news make you more worried about the upcoming season? Or do you believe the team can still overcome these setbacks? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you appreciate this in-depth analysis, please hit the like button and subscribe for more exclusive reports.